Well, downtown Omaha is all about baseball this week for the College World Series.
Yeah, that's even true inside Film Streams, where they're inviting baseball fans to come into a nice, cool theater.
So tell us a little bit more about that. What's showing? Executive Director Rachel Jacobson. Good to see you,
Nice
Rachel.
to have you
Hi
here.
guys,
You got a lot
thanks
of
for
stuff
having me
going on because
on.
you're right there on 14th and Mike Fahey, right in the action.
In the heart of it.
What's it like down there?
We're a block west of the stadium, so pretty much everyone that's coming down to our neighborhood at this time is coming down for the game. So, so it's been a real challenge for us to kind of figure out how to get people to come in for a movie. And one thing that we did this year that's really kind of interesting is that NET made this documentary about Rosenblatt, and it's about an hour-long documentary, and so we're showing it every day for free at
what's it
5:30.
called? What's it called?
So it's called Rosenblatt. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
You have to.
Rachel, you're
I
so
can't-
funny.
I can't remember the name of it either, but I have
It's
seen it.
NET's Rosenblatt documentary, and I'm blanking on what's it called.
Rosenblatt, the final ending?
The final inning.
Yeah,
the final inning.
Inning.
Yeah,
not
They did a
ending.
heck of a job on this
Sorry.
documentary.
They did.
I
It's
saw it when it
excellent.
came out a couple years ago.
Yes.
It was great.
Yeah, it's excellent.
And it talks about Father's Day, you know,
Oh, that's
such
the
a
huge
tie between
component.
father and son.
Let's talk about a few other
it's so
things.
special with the College World Series. yeah.
Chef is another something showing.
Yeah, Chef. So this is Jon Favreau's movie. He stars in it and he directed it, and it's about this guy who's a chef in a fancy restaurant and decides to open a food truck. And it's a good one for Father's Day too. You can see him with his kid, and so.
Is it a documentary? Or is it more of a movie?
No, it's a
movie.
comedy.
It's a
Yeah,
comedy.
yeah. It's really just a fun comedy. And you know, I mean, we were thinking about what to play during this time, and we just decided some lighter, summer, fun movies
And
that
in that
people in the
vein-
hotels might be into.
Neighbors is also a funny one.
Yeah, so Neighbors is not one that we would typically show,
Right.
but you know, we're trying to figure out.
Is that
you know,
is more mainstream?
yeah,
Neighbors is?
yeah, it's a little bit bigger budget.
Yeah.
It's definitely playing at the multiplexes too, but it's hugely successful and it's kind of hilarious. Have you seen it? It's,
Well,
it's
no, I
really
saw the
actually
trailers.
pretty funny.
So Seth Rogen,
Seth
is this
Rogen.
Zac Efron?
Yes,
in
Zac
it too?
Efron,
Yeah.
and he's hilarious. And he moves in next door. He's you know, the head of a frat house, and moves in next door to this couple who are in their 30s and have just had a baby, and so they are trying to still be cool, but you know, they can't really be cool because they've got
Because they're
a
30
child.
and they have a baby.
Yeah, so it's really funny. It's actually a really fun movie, and it got great reviews. I mean, but we just wanted to play something that people who are at the hotels, who are in the neighborhood, would know of, and so we're just
Walk
playing that
down
every night at
and
9.
watch a movie. What about
Yeah.
Ping Pong Summer?
Ping Pong Summer is a fun indie, but it's like a summertime indie because, you know, it's set in the 80s, and it's a writer-director, and Susan Sarandon stars in it, and she plays a ping
so
pong
good.
master, and I guess in real life she's a ping pong
Really?
player.
Is she
Yeah,
really?
I guess she's a real ping pong champion. So it's like a fun summer indie, like a lighter film that hopefully people will want to come down to see, and it's actually appropriate for families. It's I don't think it's rated, but it would be PG. So
Nice.
so you can bring the kids for that
Yeah.
one.
Well, and then a
Really older
documentary.
kids.
Mike asked earlier
I like
about
the
one film.
documentaries,
There
yeah.
is a documentary.
Oh yeah,
showing
yeah.
now.
There's a documentary called "The Only Real Game," and this is about this is a baseball film. It's about baseball in India, in this sort of war-torn region in India. There's this really this region that's had a lot of violence, and so and these kids play baseball, and it's kind of their escape, and it's this wonderful, heartwarming story about how baseball can really, you know, change people's lives even when they have really dark stuff to deal with.
Yeah,
So.
and again, there's that tie back to baseball for the baseball fans coming into town as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
And then you're accepting submissions to a local filmmakers showcase. What's this all about?
Yeah. So, Mike, are you gonna, you know, documentary?
I'm not right. It's a loose term for me.
Oh, you are a filmmaker.
Who are you looking for?
Well, you know, everyone. This is for filmmakers in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. We decided to reach out to Iowa, obviously, because Council Bluffs right there, and then we also wanted to reach out to South Dakota because we figured there's not a lot of opportunities for filmmakers in South Dakota. And we do this every year. Mutual of Omaha sponsors it. We're going to be announcing our jury kind of soon, and the jury is pretty cool because they're the ones that kind of make the selections. And basically what ends up happening, and usually every year we get like 60, 70 different films submitted. So we'll have like 15 hours of footage. This jury has to narrow down to 2 hours and make like an entertaining program. And we do a big premiere at the theater, and so it's really special for the filmmakers. And then we play it for an entire week.
Are there parameters in terms of the sort of the focus or the length of some of these films?
Actually,
a documentary, or does that to be a film
it
or a
can
movie?
be anything. It could be a narrative film. It could be a documentary. You could submit that. I mean, your film. How long is it?
1:30, hour and a half.
Oh, okay. So that's really long.
That's a little long.
So if they were to choose that one,
Would I have to cut
then
it
it would
down?
take up almost the entire
It
program.
would have to be really good to
because
take up
they're
that
supposed to, because
Yeah.
they're supposed to do less than 2 hours. But if you cut it into a short,
short?
if you cut it
Like
into
what,
a
20
20-minute
minutes?
short, that might actually.
So
that
Mike
might-
did a documentary about the connection between Carlentini, Sicily, and Omaha, Nebraska, and sort of using Santa Lucia as the thread that binds the two cities. So in case you're curious, what in the world
Yeah,
are
what are
they
they
talking about?
talking
That's it.
about?
Yeah.
If you'd like to
really
follow up
special.
with film streams, there's even stuff happening beyond the College World Series, of course. All of that is online. There's a great calendar there that gives you a heads up. So it's filmstreams.org. You're welcome to call, but if you're in the area of the stadium and maybe you don't live in Omaha, you're just heading west a block, and that's where you'll find Film Streams on Mike Fahey Street.
And you can stop in. You can just have a beer. We actually have $3 cans of Coors Light.
It's so funny.
You can just have a beer in
You
the
guys
lobby.
are really selling out that little series.
We like it.
We're trying to figure out how to get people in the door.
That'll
No,
do
it's
it.
good. No, it's good what you're doing.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Rachel.
Rachel.
Thanks for having me.